What if intelligence is not just about logic or memory, but about how thousands of tiny models in your brain work together? For decades, scientists have searched for the secret of human thought. We know the brain is extraordinary, but how does it actually produce intelligence? A Thousand Brains by Jeff Hawkins offers a groundbreaking theory that changes how we understand the mind. It is not only about neuroscience, it is about the future of artificial intelligence and even the survival of humanity. The problem with old views of the brain. For years, the brain was explained through comparisons. Some said it works like a computer. Others said it functions like a library of stored knowledge. These views helped, but none fully explained how humans can reason, imagine, and adapt so quickly. The book proposes something radically different. The secret lies in the neocortex. The neocortex and its hidden power. Imagine unfolding the outer surface of the brain. You would see a thin sheet, about the size of a large napkin, yet packed with 150,000 square millimeters of processing tissue. This is the neocortex, and it is the seat of intelligence. The most striking idea is that every part of the neocortex does essentially the same thing. Whether processing vision, sound, or movement, the same circuit repeats everywhere. Think of it as a universal algorithm, copied across the sheet of the neocortex. That means intelligence is not a mystery, it is a repeated pattern. The Thousand Brains theory of intelligence. Here comes the breakthrough. Instead of one central model of the world, your brain builds thousands of smaller models. Each tiny column in the neocortex creates its own version of objects and concepts. For example, when holding a coffee cup, one column may model the shape of the handle, another the texture of the rim, another the weight in your hand. Each model is partial, but together they combine into a robust understanding. This is why you can recognize a cup even if it is upside down or broken. The Thousand Brains approach explains flexibility better than old theories. The role of reference frames. To make sense of objects, the brain uses reference frames, internal maps that describe how parts relate to one another. Picture walking through a familiar house in complete darkness. Even without vision, your brain knows the spatial layout. Columns in the neocortex rely on these reference frames to predict what comes next. This ability is why you can recognize an object from a single touch or glimpse. It also explains creativity, because the brain can rearrange reference frames in new ways to imagine possibilities. Prediction as the core of intelligence. Instead of passively recording information, the brain constantly predicts. As you read these words, your brain predicts what comes next, letter by letter. When listening to a song, it predicts the next note. Prediction makes thinking fast, automatic, and powerful. When predictions fail, your brain pays attention. That is why surprises are memorable. They force your brain to update its models. Memory as models, not files. Forget the idea of memory as folders in a cabinet. The book explains memory as models that are constantly updated. When you remember a childhood home, you are not retrieving a static picture. You are reconstructing a model using reference frames built long ago. This explains why memory is flexible and sometimes unreliable. The future of artificial intelligence. The theory also points to a roadmap for AI. Current AI excels at narrow tasks, playing chess, recommending videos, recognizing faces. But it lacks general intelligence. According to Hawkins, to achieve real intelligence, AI must adopt the same principles as the neocortex: thousands of models, reference frames, and prediction. Imagine robots that can learn new objects in minutes, or machines that can adapt to environments without being retrained. This is what applying the Thousand Brains theory could make possible. Implications for humanity. The book goes beyond science. If intelligence is based on universal principles, then machines can achieve it too. That raises both hope and danger. Advanced AI could help cure disease, explore space, and solve climate change. But it could also become uncontrollable. Hawkins argues that our survival depends on creating systems that align with human values. The brain's structure also shows us something humbling. Intelligence is not magical. It is a biological process. Recognizing this can shape how we view ourselves, our decisions, and our future. A personal perspective. One of the most fascinating aspects of the book is how it connects neuroscience to everyday life. Think about learning to play a musical instrument. At first, it feels clumsy. Over time, columns in the neocortex build thousands of reference frames for notes, rhythms, and finger positions. Eventually, you no longer think you'd simply play. This same process applies to driving, speaking a new language, or solving a puzzle. The thousand brains theory explains why practice works and why intelligence feels both effortful and effortless. The big takeaway. The brain is not one grand model. It is thousands of tiny models working together through reference frames and prediction. This discovery changes not only neuroscience, but also artificial intelligence and our understanding of what it means to be human. So here is the challenge. The next time you hold an object, pause and imagine all the tiny models inside your head working together to recognize it. Consider how your mind constantly predicts the world around you. Awareness of this hidden machinery can deepen your appreciation for your own intelligence. Closing message. 1,000 brains gives us a new lens to see ourselves. It shows that intelligence is distributed, predictive, and endlessly creative. If we embrace these insights, we can design better machines, live with greater awareness, and prepare for a future where intelligence is not only human. Remember, every healthy choice you make today is an investment in your future self. Keep moving, keep learning, and keep reversing the odds. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and join our community for more health and fitness guidance.